Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, my oh my, it's a wonderful day. It's a Monday, specifically the 9th day of December, 2019. We're back at it. I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you put aside a little bit of time over the weekend to spend a little time with us here on the NCW Live channel. But we're back with the morning local live television show that's called Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. Got some pretty good stuff for you today. Got that all-important weather forecast. It's kind of there. We've had a significant period of just kind of quiet, really nothing going on weather, and that's going to be the case. It's going to be warmer than normal. A little bit of rain coming our way, some significant snow in the mountain passes, not so much down here. It's going to be too warm for that. Forecast details are coming up. We will also take you up to the major mountain passes in case you're driving over the Cascades today. You're not going to have any problems at all. Wednesday night and Thursday, that's another story altogether. We have your latest news headlines. We got sports. We know where the Huskies are going bowling. We know where the Cougars are going bowling. And the Seahawks, maybe they should start taking on a college team or two. They didn't look very good last night against the Rams. It's kind of understandable. There is a really tough stretch to their schedule going on right now, but they looked pretty darn flat last night. Sports is coming up. Also, we have the obscure holiday birthdays today in history. We got a Mike McNaughty opinion, and in the back half of the hour, my conversation with Teacher Joy from the Teams Learning Center. Teacher Joy ran a daycare center for many, many years here in town. Things happened. Life dealt her a deck of cards. Didn't have it anymore, but when she brought back, when she came back, she decided to do something entirely different. First of all, Teams Learning Center is a nonprofit, and they have a whole unique way of dealing with kids up to kindergarten age. We'll talk to Teacher Joy, and we talked to Teacher Joy at the Teams Learning Center last week. You'll see that in the back half of the show. So if you're ready and I'm ready, let's go around the valley with our Valley View cameras. We're starting out with the camera on top of the Cascadian Hotel, looking towards the Pybus Public Market, I believe, and the Hilton Garden Inn. Nice view there. Again, sometimes we have to use some of these lower cameras for the simple fact that sometimes these upper cameras are either being maintained, they're being worked on, so we can't use it, or there's low clouds and fog that obscures our views. So we're going to use that one to get going this morning on an early Monday morning. Monday morning commutes is the easiest of all of them. First of all, the schools, the two big schools here locally, Wenatchee and Eastmont school districts, they're on a late start, and there's a lot of people who take Mondays off. We are not among them. We're here on Monday. We work. We just don't work real hard. Camera 2 is Megan's choice. I don't know. She throws it up, and I have to guess what we're looking at. Well, there's Cascadian number 2. We have a couple of cameras up there, as you might imagine, looking down on the avenue. The new location for Goodfellow Brothers, of course. They moved out from near the Town Toyota Center to downtown Wenatchee. Kudos to them. You can see the American Legion post number 10, and you can see Bob's Classic as we look down on North Wenatchee Avenue. Again, super light commute. It's Monday. That's the way it is. Roadways are fine, by the way, no problems at all. Very warm yesterday. Hit 42. Our normal high is supposed to be 34. Camera number 3. That is a lovely view of, well, let me look here. Hold tight. I'm going to say Omi Gardens. Am I correct? Holy cow, I got it right. And the only reason I could figure that one out is that band of lights that you see on the left hand of your screen, I was pretty sure is Rocky Reach Dam, and that's why I was able to say that's got to be the Omi Gardens camera. And that's one of the cameras that is, as you can see, pretty socked in by the fog and the clouds. Sunrise this morning will be at 7:36. Sunset tonight 4:10. That's 8 hours and 34 minutes of daylight. Getting closer and closer to December 31st, the winter equinox. And finally, camera number 4 is, there you go. That's a nice view. That is our Rondo Rock camera pointing to the south. Turtle Rock there to your immediate left. Of course, they call it Turtle Rock because it's a giant rock. You can make out a little bit of the Rocky Reach Dam on the other side. As you can see, if you look dead ahead, you'll see where the Omi Gardens camera is, and you can see what we're talking about, it being socked in by fog and clouds. That's what we're going to have today. We're going to have pretty much what we had yesterday. Today, we'll have some patchy fog, some low-hanging clouds. It burns off a little bit in the afternoon with a couple of sun breaks. We got your forecast details coming up, so there's a lovely view of Lake Aniat behind Rocky Reach Dam. All right, 5 minutes after the hour. From Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, they give your home a hug. Here comes the Patriot van. Boom, there you go. All right, what are we looking at? Nothing. It's just kind of really not a lot happening out there, folks. Patchy fog, again, we'll have some sunshine later on today. We'll call it partly cloudy, and we'll top off at about 36. Mostly cloudy skies tonight under some fog that reforms, 28 for the overnight low. A slight chance of some light rain tomorrow, only about a 20% chance of light rain on Tuesday. That's why we didn't put it up graphically, because there's no real reason for that. Otherwise, just another day of clouds. I told you it was kind of quiet. I have about 36 degrees. Again, fog forms again in the evening hours, Tuesday night into Wednesday. Some of that could be freezing fog, although the snow level is going to be about 2,100 feet. There's a couple of systems out there, but they're really not packing a great deal of punch. They're kind of meandering right through. So we only have about a 20% chance of precipitation Tuesday night. Wednesday, about a 20% chance of precipitation. Again, it'll probably be in the form of rain, as we're going to top off at 38 degrees. Very mild on Thursday. Our best chance of precipitation is definitely going to be on Thursday. But look at the high, 45 degrees. The snow level is going to be at 3,800 feet by the time we get to Thursday afternoon. So we're going to see some rain on Thursday afternoon and spilling into Thursday night. Don't expect any snow here on the valley floor. Maybe a little bit of light snow in some locations in the upper elevations of our viewing area, but certainly none down here on the valley floor. It's just kind of quiet. The one story that sticks out there as we look at that is how mild the temperatures are. Our normal highs this time of the year are about 33 or 34 degrees. And as you can see right through the forecast period, not only are our afternoon highs above normal, but our overnight lows are above normal. So that's a look at what's going on here locally. Let's take you up to the major mountain passes, where it's kind of just there as well. You're good to go on I-90, Snoqualmie Pass. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and wet. That's a live shot at the summit of I-90. You got no problems at all there. You're good to go. Same deal with Stevens Pass. Although there's a traction tire advisory, from what I've been able to tell, things are looking fine. Apparently there's some frost and ice in places, but the vast majority of Stevens Pass, even up at the summit, the roadway is pretty much bare and wet. But they do have a traction tire advisory on Stevens Pass. And on Blewett Pass, no advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and dry. Temperatures in the passes are warmer than they are down here on the valley floor. And the forecast for the mountain passes is really nothing at all until we get to Wednesday and Thursday. There's going to be some significant snowfall in the major mountain passes. Wednesday night, they're expecting about 3 to 7 inches, depending on the elevation, about 3 inches to maybe 4 inches on I-90, upwards of 6 or 7 inches possible on Stevens Pass on Wednesday night, and then an additional 3 to 7 inches of snow expected throughout the course of the day on Thursday, and then they'll have intermittent snow showers throughout the course of the rest of the week. So there you go. That's a look at your weather forecast. That's a look at your major mountain passes. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, broadcasting live this morning from Studio 9 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Winter is here, and CVCH wants to give your child a free sled to help them stay active. This January, plan to join us for a free event for the whole family. Free sleds, hot chocolate, and fun. For complete details, visit the CVCH Facebook page or check us out at cvchchillout.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, independent agent and owner at Springwater Insurance Group here in North Central Washington. And one of the things we enjoy doing is teaching people how to find the right Part D drug plan. And you know, if you went into a shoe shop and they just sat you down and handed you a pair of shoes, that'd be confusing. You'd want them to measure. Well, we take a measurement at Springwater Insurance Group. We ask you 4 questions. What's the name, the dose, the frequency, and the pharmacy for your medications? This allows us to measure and get the right fit for 2020. Give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group for the right fit for your drug plan at 888-2600.
And we are back. It is 9 minutes after the hour on this Monday. We have overcast skies and 32 degrees. We'll have clouds and fog most of the day today, some late afternoon. Some breaks will top off in the upper 30s. Here's what's making headlines on this Monday. 2 students in the Eastmont School District have been diagnosed with chicken pox. That prompted the district to send a letter on Thursday warning parents. Of course, chicken pox is highly contagious, can have serious complications, especially for people with compromised immune systems. Superintendent Garn Christensen said the 2 students are related. One attends Kenroy Elementary, the other attends Sterling Middle School. Now, school nurses alerted the district office to the illness, according to Dr. Christensen. Children should not return to school until all of the pox have scabbed over, he said. That could take several days to even a week or so. Christensen said anyone who has not received 2 doses of the vaccine should get vaccinated immediately. He said a vaccination within 5 days of exposure can still prevent chickenpox. Well, after years of organizing drop-off events for household paints and pesticides in Chelan County, there's one location now where everybody can go to, at least if you're a resident of Chelan County anyway. Our very own Jefferson Robbins filed this report.
As of this week, Aaron Johnson has a new office. He's Chelan County's lead hazardous waste technician at the $2.6 million moderate waste facility, which opened with a ribbon cutting on Thursday.
This facility here is for your household hazardous waste, things that you don't want to take to the landfill and shouldn't take to the landfill. It's common items found in your garage, under your sink, in the workshop.
Household hazardous wastes, or HHWs, include paint, pesticides, varnishes, fertilizers, motor oils, fluorescent light bulbs, and other toxic consumer chemicals. In the past, Chelan County has staged pop-up chemical collections at various sites around the county. The new center creates one consistent collection point.
Hopefully this beginning of a new facility is the end of a time-honored tradition of not remembering when the pickup is, and so you use the side of the road or your driveway or whatever.
Building the center took 4 years from planning to opening, with the bulk of funds contributed by the county and state, plus more than $500,000 from the cities of Wenatchee, Chelan, Leavenworth, Entiat, and Cashmere. The moderate waste facility is at 3612 Highway 97A, just north of the Stemilt roundabout. It's open Thursdays through Saturdays from 9 to 3. There's no charge for Chelan County residents to drop off their HHWs, but a $10 donation is encouraged. Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you for that report, Jefferson. A ban on outdoor burning and the use of uncertified stoves and fireplaces began yesterday morning in the Methow Valley and for all of Chelan and Douglas counties due to poor air quality expected in our area. A stage 1 ban that began earlier this week in Kittitas and Clickatack counties is going to be extended. Restrictions on burning will continue through noon on Wednesday. That's when conditions will be reassessed. Now, under a stage 1 burn ban, all outdoor burning is prohibited, and that includes residential, agricultural, and forest burning. Use of uncertified wood stoves, fireplaces, inserts, and other uncertified wood burning devices are prohibited unless they are a home's only adequate source of heat. Fine particles, of course, from wood smoke can easily get into people's lungs, causing heart and breathing problems. Well, a Medicare bill authored by 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier should get a vote in the House this week. Schreier's Medicare Vision Act would expand Medicare Part B coverage to pay for eye exams and eyeglasses, which it doesn't cover right now. In an interview with NCW Life back in October, Schreier said such steps are logical building blocks to the success of the Affordable Care Act.
I think that we can take the Affordable Care Act, which protects people with pre-existing conditions, and then we can increase subsidies to make it more affordable, because right now it's the people who are buying insurance and who are middle-class people who are getting squeezed and paying really high premiums.
Schreier introduced the Medicare Vision Act back in September. By the way, Susan Del Bene of the 1st Congressional District is a co-sponsor. And finally, on this Monday, we were kicking around the bullpen in the newsroom on Friday, and we were starting to talk about the Cosmic Crisp, and Cal said, Dan, why don't you pop on out to the Stemilt retail store there on US 97A and give the Cosmic Crisp a test spin. So I did. Here you go. Well, here we are. We're outside of the Stemilt retail store on Highway 97A, just a couple miles right outside of town. Of course, the big talk in the ag industry, not just in North Central Washington or in the state, but everywhere, is the brand new Cosmic Crisp apples, which hit grocery stores late last week. I have never had one. So Captain Wagner and I are going to pop inside, talk to our friends at the Stemilt Retail, and give the Cosmic Crisp a bit of a spin. Let's go do it. These are a few of my favorite things. Cougar Gold cheese. It tells you who made it. This was made by John. John the cow made this cheese. As you might imagine, since we're inside the cold area, it's cold here. So we have rutabagas, we have potatoes, we got red onions, we got yellow onions, but we're here for this and this alone, the Cosmic Crisp. So I'm gonna get one for myself, one for Mr. Darby, one for Mrs. Mandalis, one for Mr. Robbins, Ms. Header Sheep, one for Ms. McPherson, one for Mr. Grandstrom, one for Mr. Olson, and one for Mr. Hare, and finally, for our good friend Cal, a couple of pears. Cal loves pears.
Let's get him a Concord pear and a Bartlett pear. Cal loves pears. Let's go buy these babies, and now we're gonna go eat them. Hey, how are ya? Your pears are coming, Cal. There's a whole bunch of Cosmic Crispers there, and a couple of pears on the side for Cal. Cal loves pears, loves them. He wanted pear juice. You don't have any pear juice, do you? Yeah, get a good shot of this, will you? Here's the code in the back for all you folks. Let's see if I had money. Yes. Oh, the button, I'm sorry. Card declined. Thank you. All right, let's go eat. Is this good? Closer? All right. The sign says fresh and flavorful. My first ever Cosmic Crisp. I'm going in. This is a good apple. Packed with flavor, very juicy. Take it from me. I've been eating food for 55 years. This apple's the keeper, the Cosmic Crisp. And Cal, a couple of pears for you, buddy. Cheers. Okay, we're back. There's the lovely Miss Heather Sheet, producer of the NCAA magazine, Mrs. Mendalis. There you go. Cool. That's pretty. It's a Cosmic Crisp. One for Cal, even though he likes his pears. Oh, Jefferson, I didn't get him. Here, wait a minute, Megan's gone.
Wait a minute.
There you go.
Thank you.
Take off the sticker before you eat it. What? I have done my part.
The folks at the Stemelt retail store tell me that they're selling them by the bunchful. As you might imagine, that's what's making headlines at 17 minutes after the hour. The news crew will be back at it on this Monday, gathering news, disseminating news, and putting together a newscast. It'll air at 5 o'clock tonight with a preview. Here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, 12th District State Senator Brad Hawkins has received the 2019 Legislative Champion Award from the Washington Public Utilities Districts Association. A Chelan County jury acquitted a King County man last week of stealing a gun and threatening his fellow vacationers. That all happened at a rental house near Leavenworth. I'll have your North Central Washington weather forecast for the week ahead, and Eric will have a look at all of the weekend sports action. That and much more coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. Hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. We appreciate it. Tune it in. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. You can also watch the news on demand. We'll have it up and running on our website and on our YouTube page right around 5 o'clock. And at the bottom of your screen are the different ways you can get a hold of us. You can email us, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our Facebook page. Be sure to like us while you're hanging around there, and you can drop us a line there via Facebook Messenger. We have a Twitter handle, although I personally have never Twittered. We also have an email address. I mentioned that, news@ncwlife.com. Phone number right there at the bottom of your screen, or our website, ncwlife.com. We have a contact us icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Click on it, fill out the form, and we'll get it. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk Seahawks football and other football-related items, plus a whole bunch of sports coming your way in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up on Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Eric Grandstrom with the NCW Life channel.
And I'm Brent Rose with Country 104.7 KKRV.
It's that time of year again.
The third annual Les Schwab Community Toy Drive.
Christmas will be here before you know it, and a lot of kids in our valley will go without if we don't help.
You can help by stopping at Hooked on Toys and picking up a gift tag off the tree.
Buy the gift and drop it there or any of our sponsor locations.
Thank you for helping kids in our valley have a Merry Christmas.
With the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive.
The Wenatchee Valley Mall is all dressed up and ready for the holidays. In the center of the mall, Santa Claus is waiting for you to tell him all your Christmas wishes. Santa's schedule is posted online. And you can join him for breakfast at Taco Shava. Remember, kids, to enter the coloring contest for great prizes. There are so many places to shop for your holiday treasures, all in one location, your Wenatchee Valley Mall. 20 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up on Wenatchee Valley. Let's do sports. The Los Angeles Rams just dominated the Seahawks 28-12, the final Sunday night football in Los Angeles. After the Seahawks settled for a field goal on their first possession of the game, the Rams reeled off 21 unanswered points, and at halftime it was 21-3. Quandre Diggs intercepted a Jared Goff pass and returned 55 yards for a touchdown in the third quarter. Diggs had another interception in the third, and the Seahawks blocked a field goal attempt, but the offense simply had no answers for the Rams defense. Russell Wilson did not have a very good game at all. He completed 22 of 36 passes, 245 yards, threw an interception with a passer rating of 69.8. He was also sacked 5 times. Coach Pete Carroll says, hey, give credit to the Rams. They played a great game.
I thought it was a really good night for the Rams. They did a lot of stuff that they wanted to do. They were able to control the ball and move it like they wanted to and stay pretty secure with it for the most part as well. And they did a nice job on us early in the game. Without question, early in the game, they were controlling the tempo, and it took us a bit to get. We weren't surprised by it, but we just didn't handle it as well as we would like, and it took us a while to get settled down. Once we got settled down, then the second half was a different game. But it was too much of a surge in the first half we weren't able to overcome. We made our efforts. We made the things that we do to get us back in it. We got a couple great picks and a great touchdown by Quandre, and we blocked the field goal too. You know, we did the kinds of things that we needed to do, but we needed a couple plays on the other side to go ahead and take advantage of it, and we weren't able to find it. So a difficult night, and you know, you got to hand it to them. They played great. They did just what they wanted to do. So it's really the interesting thing about it. It doesn't change anything for us. We had to win this game, and now we have to win the next one and keep on rolling if we're going to do anything with this season, which we have a chance to do. And we got to go about our business. So it's really important for us to go ahead and move on and get rolling and stay true to what's next. And that's how we do it anyway. And so it'll be handy. It'll be helpful for us and our mentality. So it's a good game for them.
Running back Rashard Penny went down with a sprained ACL in his left knee. He's going to undergo more tests to figure out how serious that injury actually is. Seattle had a chance to take over the number 1 seed in the NFC with a win, but they're back as a wild card team. Next up is a trip to Carolina. They'll take on the 5-8 Panthers. The college football bowl selections are set. Washington and Washington State have a couple of weeks to get ready. The Huskies will take on Boise State in the Las Vegas Bowl. That's a week from Saturday, December 21st, 4:30 in the afternoon. The Cougars will take on Air Force in the Cheez-It Bowl Friday, December 27th at 7:15. The Cheez-It Bowl is played in Phoenix. The college football playoff as number 1 LSU taking on number 4 Oklahoma in the Peach Bowl. That'll be December 28th at 1 o'clock on ESPN. That'll be followed by number 2 Ohio State and number 3 Clemson at 5 o'clock in the Fiesta Bowl. The high school football season concluded on Saturday in the Tacoma area. All 6 state championship games were held. And here are your winners. Odessa, the 1B champion, after an 80-26 win over Nassau. Onalaska claimed the 2B title with a 48-30 win over Kalama. The best game of the tournament, probably Royal, edging Linden Christian 26-22 for the 1A championship. Tumwater stopped Steilacoom for the 2A title 48-34. Eastside Catholic beating O'Day 20-12 for the 3A title, and the 4A championship goes to the Camas Papermakers. They beat Bothell 35-14. To the Les Schwab scoreboard over the weekend, we'll start with Saturday basketball on the girls' side. Southridge beat Wenatchee by 10, as you see there. Excuse me. Toppenish edged Ephrata. East Valley eased past Quincy. Kashmir beat the defending state champions LaSalle 57-27. Andy had no match for Welpenit, losing 67-29. Waterville Mansfield picked up a 65-47 win over Brewster, and Lake Roosevelt topped Manson in girls basketball Saturday 61-34. Boys basketball on Saturday night. Wenatchee handed Southridge a big defeat. Nicely done Panthers 82-50. Toppenish topped Ephrata 64-59. East Valley won by 20 over Quincy. Welpenit shut down Antioch. Lake Roosevelt beating Manson, and in a mismatch, Brewster topped Waterville Mansfield 103-27. Let's go to Friday. Les Schwab scoreboard. In girls basketball, Meade topped Eastmont 63-34. Prosser edged Ephrata, and Sela was 25 points better than Quincy. And in boys basketball on Friday, the Les Schwab boys basketball scoreboard, Eastmont fell to Meade 72-69. Chiawana beat the Panthers 80-73. Ephrata topped Prosser, and Sela down Quincy 65-23. The Wenatchee Wild went 0-2 over the weekend under interim head coach Chris Clark. It was their first games on the road without Coach Bliss Littler, who stepped down last week for health reasons. On Saturday, Brett Chorsky scored the first of 4 goals for the Wild, but it wasn't enough. Vernon came out on top 6-4. Also scoring for the Wild in the loss was Brian Adams, Drew Bavaro, and Hunter Hastings. Then it was off to Coquitlam Saturday for a meeting with the Express. Again, Wenatchee got off to a good start with goals by Sam Morton and Bavaro to lead 2-1 at the first intermission, but it was all Coquitlam from there as the Express scored 3 unanswered goals to win 4-2. Wenatchee continues their road trip Wednesday in Trail at 7 o'clock. Then they return home Friday to host Salmon Arm for the annual Teddy Bear Toss. And that's just some of the games that people are playing on this Monday at 25 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday, it's Pastry Day. Pastries are a staple around the holidays. If you ever need an excuse to grab a croissant before work or maybe sneak in a piece of apple pie for lunch, today is your day. The first ever pastries date all the way back to ancient times. The ancient Romans and the ancient Greeks made pastries, kind of. In fact, baklava as a treat still was pretty much the same basic recipe as it was cooked way back thousands and thousands of years ago. It was in medieval times when things got a little more serious because there were more ingredients, there was now sugar and flour was more readily available, and before you know it, pastry chefs came on the scene. They would use shortening and butter and things like that to make pastries even better, and there you go. And the really fine, nice hotels, they still have pastry chefs. That's all they cook is pastries. They cook cakes and pies and all that good stuff. So today's just an easy day to celebrate. Go to your local bakery and grab an apple turnover or a donut or whatever you want, a strudel. Have yourself a pastry. Or if you're feeling adventurous, make your own pastries. I can't do that. I'm no good at that. I'll just assume eat somebody who knows what they're doing, eat somebody's pastries. They're better at it than I am. 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history. 84 years ago, Walter Liggett, who was an American journalist and newspaper editor, was killed in a gangland murder on the streets of Minneapolis. He had the nerve to expose local politicians and the governor of Minnesota and various important people in the Twin Cities, and turns out they had ties, according to Mr. Liggett, to Isidore Blumenfeld, who was the head of the largest organized crime family in the Twin Cities. Blumenfeld attempted to bribe Liggett into not publishing his exposés. Walter Liggett said, no, it's true, and you know it's true. I'm going to keep publishing them anyway. And so he was beaten by Blumenfeld and a number of his associates. They thought maybe that would shut him up. That didn't work either. So finally, on December 9th, 1935, 84 years ago today, Liggett was cut down by a submachine gun outside of his apartment. He was cut to pieces. 4 eyewitnesses, all of them identified Blumenfeld as the killer, but in a trial that got nationwide and worldwide attention, Blumenfeld was acquitted because the jury was afraid if they convicted him, they would be next. Walter Liggett shot to death for reporting. That's not supposed to happen. Happened 84 years ago today. December 9th, 1965, there is the ad, hey, making his television debut tonight, A Charlie Brown Christmas, debuted on the CBS television network on December 9th, 1965, 54 years ago today. They finished it. The final product was done just 10 days before airtime. It's an animated cartoon. It takes a long time to make it. And when the creative team who put together A Charlie Brown Christmas played it for the executives on CBS, they wanted to make wholesale changes to the show. They didn't like it. They didn't like the animation. They hated the music. They didn't like the story. Executives at CBS said this is not a very good show, but they can't make any changes. It's a cartoon, and it airs in 9 days. So they said, to heck with it, we'll just air it the way it is. And of course, it's now a Christmas classic. It's probably my favorite, right up there with The Grinch, right there, 1-2. Charlie Brown Christmas made its debut 54 years ago today on CBS. It's been ABC now owns the broadcasting rights to A Charlie Brown Christmas. And say goodbye to smallpox. 40 years ago today, December 9th, 1979, the eradication of the smallpox virus is certified. Smallpox, one of only 2 diseases that have been driven to extinction, doesn't exist anymore. Smallpox was a killer, and now you can't get it as long as you're immunized. There you go. Good news for the medical front. Bottom of the hour, birthdays. She just scared the living bejesus out of every little kid who ever watched The Wizard of Oz. I'm talking about Margaret Hamilton, famous for The Wicked Witch of the West. She was a great actress. She was a school teacher. She loved kids, and towards the end of her life, she would go out in her Wicked Witch costume to show kids this is just make-believe. I'm actually a nice person. I like kids. I used to teach kindergarten. Margaret Hamilton, who will go down in history as the Wicked Witch of the West, was born in the state in 1902, passed away at the age of 82 in 1985. They don't make him like Tip O'Neill anymore, the American lawyer and politician. He was the Speaker of the House of Representatives from 1977 to 1987, back when politics was civil. Yeah, he and Ronald Reagan had all kinds of political battles, but as they both said, after 6 o'clock, we're friends after 6. Tip O'Neill, who was very, very effective as the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, born in the state in 1912, passed away in 1994 at the age of 81. Kirk Douglas is 103 years old today. Happy birthday, Kirk Douglas. Probably the last living actor or actress from Hollywood's golden age. An outstanding producer, director, actor. He did it all. Kirk Douglas is 103 years old today. Considered by many the greatest football player ever, regardless of position, Dick Buckus is 77 years old today, inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1979. Of course, was the linebacker for the Chicago Bears for many, many years. Was considered just a hard-nosed, tough football player. When asked by a reporter if rumors were true that you were actually trying to hurt somebody during a football game, Dick Buckus said, "I would never go out to hurt anybody deliberately unless it was an important game, like a league game or something like that." Dick Buckus is 77 years old today. And John Malkovich, one of my favorite actors. I'll watch him in anything. He's so good. He's 66 years old today. John Malkovich, outstanding talent. Happy birthday, John. 32 minutes after the hour. Got a penny from Mike McNarty coming up. But first things first, I want to remind you once again about the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. Eric and the crew were at Sangster Motors all day yesterday putting together bikes. Lots and lots and lots of bikes. And we'll have a feature story on that, by the way, later on tonight on the evening news. So there you go. Those are all the people who are going to be benefiting. And these are the sponsors. These are your drop-off locations. So when you're out and about, all we're asking you to do is buy a new unwrapped toy and then drop it off at any of our drop-off locations that you see there. And a special thanks to our friends at Les Schwab. Doing the right thing matters. It's not just a slogan for Les Schwab. They believe it. I mean, it's true. Thank you, Les Schwab. The Les Schwab Community Toy Drive back for a third big year. Going to take a break. Got an opinion from Mike McNarty, and then my conversation with Teacher Joy from the Teams Learning Center coming up between now and the top of the hour. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
So rumors have been swirling around about a reopen, just like the storm clouds in September that flooded the walk. So here's the word straight from the horse's mouth. This is Sean, and I want to personally invite you down to the walk and check out the extensive repairs, new floors, and a couple additions. The Walkabout Grill is reopened with a fresh new look. We've been giving the place a facelift while we wait. So come on down to the walk in Wenatchee and get your noodle fix. Swimsuits are no longer required. Walkabout Grill, where eating out is eating healthy, with 2 awesome locations to serve you in Wenatchee and Leavenworth.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, did you ever notice that hearing loss is the only physical disability which the person who is suffering from hearing loss is blamed and yelled at because of this disability? Now think about it. Who shows disrespect to a blind person because they can't see? Who disdains the physical shortcoming of an amputee? Do we blame a person who is paralyzed from the waist down for being in a wheelchair? No, of course not. But just wait. Just wait until somebody's hearing starts to go, and brother, oh, is that different? If you have to say what, come again, or huh, because you don't hear something, people get mad at you. Now, how much sense does that make? So, my hearing's going, and my family's insisting I get hearing aids. Ain't gonna do it. And you know why? Because I've already heard enough. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
People are really skeptical of our industry. They have been sold products, they have been sold policies they either don't need, don't understand, confusing. I understand that. We are more about the process and the people. Our SFG roadmap is designed to take care of all of those concerns. For those that have questions about their retirement, we would love the opportunity to sit down and chat with you.
We financed our home with the help of Tracy Dry through Guild Mortgage, and we were quite satisfied with everything she did.
Tracy takes the time to get to know you. She finds what your wants are, your needs, and what works for you and your family and your financial situation.
Everything was on time, and she took the responsibility off of our shoulders. So we would recommend her anytime to anybody.
She takes care of us.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
The world around us is constantly changing. Major employers in north central Washington have expressed a need for capable, qualified engineering technologists who can think critically and solve problems. And at Wenatchee Valley College, we listened. We are pleased to offer a Bachelor of Applied Science Engineering Technology degree to provide you with a world of new opportunities. Your time is now. The future is waiting for you.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. What do you think of our brand new studio? We've remodeled. I'm just kidding. We're at the Teams Learning Center here on 1st Street, just outside of downtown Wenatchee. For many, many years, it was known as the Woods Conservatory of Music. It's an historic home on 1st Street. It's been remodeled, revamped, redone, and turned into the Teams Learning Center, which is a nonprofit, different approach to getting your kids ready to get into kindergarten and first grade or whenever. Teacher Joy is my guest, Teacher Joy, and just for house cleaning purposes, my niece Mitty and my grandniece Lou come here all the time, and Mitty says you got to get a hold of Teacher Joy, you got to profile Teams, because it's not your every average day run-of-the-mill daycare. In fact, it's not even really a daycare in that respect. Teacher Joy, first of all, thank you for letting me come and do this. We appreciate it.
Glad to have you.
The genesis behind the Teams Learning Center, it's kind of an interesting story because the state of Washington closed a door, but then you just simply opened a window. Good things happen even though a bad thing happened. Explain the genesis of how this place came to be, because it's an interesting story.
Absolutely. I moved here 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. This next year will be. And I had already been in the field of early childhood education and saw that there was such a great need for a higher end model. And so I started Teams Learning Center. We're made in Hit Western up by the cemetery.
Yep.
And for almost 10 years had a fantastic program there. Full-time licensed program, 4 for-profit that
For-profit.
did not make profit. So when it closed in the beginning of 2011, I knew the real problems were there was some really challenging things to overcome for early learning in Central Washington with the
What do
amount
you
that
mean
was
by
able-
when you say challenges? What do you mean by that?
There wasn't at the time a lot of resources. There wasn't a lot of options for funding or for support or leadership, or there was some, and we did the best that we could, and I was one of the trainers here for quite some time prior to closing the program. But when the program closed, I displaced 75 families, 23 teachers in 3 locations, and I knew that if I were to grow up and do it again, it would need to be a nonprofit.
And you grew up and you did it again, but it's easier to say no. It's easier to say, you know, teams, we had a great run. Sorry, it came to an end. I'm going to go do something else. You said, no, I'm going to keep at it.
Okay, so no, I did. I went to Seattle and I left for a minute. I sold granite headstones to dead people.
Okay.
I had teacher joy in the death industry. I did. I got in trouble for laughing at work too much.
But the pull was still there. It was
and
always there.
The need was there, and I knew there was a responsibility that I had because I know the answer. The answer is loving the children, loving the parents, recruiting quality people into this industry, loving them, guiding them, mentoring them, and really creating more programs for early learning that are of a high level quality and really on purpose.
But you decided to come back and relaunch teams as a nonprofit.
Yes.
As opposed to a for-profit.
Yes, absolutely.
Talk about the importance of that.
So the truth is it needs community support. It isn't just dependent on the parents or the teachers or those that are willing to dedicate their lives to the industry, but really it's a community responsibility to raise our next generation, to give them the resources that they need, the fun, the excitement, the enjoyment of being a young child and learning how to learn. And so we've created a program that is not just for the kids. Of course, the children get a high quality early learning environment that's focused on child development, learning through play, and real hands-on child initiated choices. But we're just using those kids. We're using them to teach the adults. We're using them to teach parents what children are like and how we orchestrate redirection or empowerment or independence or setting boundaries. There are so many things that happen naturally in the classroom that when a parent has an opportunity to watch, they're learning so much more. And it's not just for the parents or grandparents or caregivers or older siblings or whatnot, but it's also really for the community.
Kids don't come with instruction manuals, and neither does parenting.
No, not at all.
Neither one of those. You're kind of like, okay, well. And so for a lot of the parents, it's a great, because they can get together and they say, what have you learned? What works with your kid when it comes to discipline or learning or interacting with other kids? The parents can compare notes, so to speak.
Well, and they can learn from our environment, our parents and teachers interaction, as well as really getting to know their child through observation in a really healthy learning environment. But it's not just for the parents either. Also for students. We've got together with the Wenatchee Valley College, and we have ECE students come and do their practicum and their observation here, as well as psychology students. And really, we are an open door program. We welcome anybody that wants to come in, but we have interns through the Work First program, and all together we create this great team inside the classroom. But then there's so much more that happens in our program even outside the classroom. It really is also about building a community for the parents, giving them an outlet to be able to share their resources, share their passions, as well as their individual gifts. Sometimes it's gifts being in the classroom and helping out. Sometimes we're recruiting them as quality teachers and really bringing it to a much bigger solution. And sometimes it is really that respite that they need. And maybe it's in the garden is a better option to go out and garden while their kids are here. They're on site and it's free. Parents get to stay and play in the classroom, always free, because we want parents to come and be a part of our program.
And free is a great price. But the question is, Teacher Joy, how do you get away with that? I mean, I know you're a nonprofit,
Only by
but
being a nonprofit and only through the community support. The volunteers that come and help us with events, that work at the Gorge, that are a part of our success, either whether it's sharing their gifts of marketing knowledge or accounting knowledge. Building that team of people coming together, we're so strong. I couldn't do this alone.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness
well,
sakes.
without it, it's an impossible business model. It just doesn't work. There isn't a CPA in this town who would say you're an idiot, Joy. What do you think?
It is an awful business.
Yeah.
But that's why it's not a business.
Uh-huh.
That's why it needed to be a nonprofit, so that we can access grants, so that we can access donors, so that we could access people that really care and want to see our community succeed by really educating our very young.
Well, when Megan and I
supporting
first got here, we took a little tour of the campus. It's beautiful, by the way, and this room is very cozy and very inviting and very warm. And you showed us all the great work that the Home Depot did for your little play area out front.
And not just the Home Depot,
Right.
but also the Follies Guild. We were the recipients for their Spring Fling, and the Community Foundation of North Central Washington, Lyons Construction, Carpenters Union number 69. They donated, and Wenatchee Sand and Gravel. I mean, we've just had so much support. The list truly goes on and on and on. I am thoroughly impressed with our community and the way they have really reached their arms around and given us a hand in growing this program. So one of the things that I'm really proud of saying is we've been in operation for now 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we have helped over 1,000 families.
That's fantastic.
And over 200 volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
And really, it does take a true village, and we've got a great one here.
So is the secret out about teams? I mean, because that's the buzz I'm getting from especially from younger parents.
Yeah,
younger
they
parents
get
and
it.
first-time parents, or especially from them. They're going, this place is a gold mine for me.
I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
And grateful for them. And they really help, because word of mouth has been really how we've gotten from when we started to really where we are now. It's our marketing plan. Our marketing plan is to impress every single person that walks in the door to such a degree they have to go tell all their friends. So that's why you're here now,
That's
because
why I'm
I
here.
impressed somebody that needed to go and tell you.
And I can't say no to family members. It's in the DNA. So you're constantly trying to fill that piggy bank. That will never end, right?
Yes, and let me say a little bit. So we have just kind of nuts and bolts,
ahead,
right?
please.
So we've got three-hour sessions every day, Monday through Friday. And then we've added on something new and special. In just October, we've been able to open bonus hours. So
Okay.
before, during, and after each session, so families in need for more than just a 3-hour session have the chance to string them together. And so they could have, drop off at 8 in the morning and pick up at 4 in the afternoon in between, by linking those sessions together. And that has really allowed more families to be able to have access, because sometimes that morning session, well, it's full for the rest of this
Sure,
year.
it's understandable. Yeah.
Our afternoon sessions are sometimes easier to get into, especially we feed from the waiting list. If somebody cancels, then we can automatically get that next person in. And then our evening session is usually something that is our best kept secret, where people need to know that they can come in the evenings from 5 to 8 p.m. for $20 per kiddo.
Drop the kid off. You
And
can go
we
have a nice dinner and a quick movie, and come back and pick little Bobby up right here at 8 o'clock. And the sessions, the 3-hour sessions that you and I were talking about, they're structured. This is not a glorified babysitting service, because anybody can do that.
It is
This is
hyper
different.
intentional.
Okay.
So every single thing that we do, we provide, we say it is with grand intention to really be purposeful. Give young children the very best start they can, empower them to be the best that they can, and in the way that we do that is through our curriculum. That's all very developmental, age-appropriate based, and that changes every single week to keep them always interested and engaged and following their interests. So we're consistently giving them a wide variety of educational toys and activities to learn from. in a small group setting, in a large group setting, in an individual one-on-one setting. We try to accommodate every style of learner and every level of development as well. And
Where do you
we
get your
welcome
staff from,
in-
Teacher Joy?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, part of it is exactly my big diabolical plan of recruiting these great people in and showing them how. So a lot of our families have started, or a lot of our staff have started out as family members that maybe even had a little anxiety about leaving their children and went, I can't do it. I know what daycare is about, and I will well, I say, come in. Welcome. Come and see what we're all about. Stay and play. And they do, and they fall in love, and they recognize how hard the staff works, and they want to support the program, and they want to get more information, more education, and become great staff members. And so every one of our teachers have come from kind of a different story, but they've all started out as with the one exception, as volunteers, whether they were student volunteers coming from the college, stay and play parents, or just kind of, I think one of them was a nanny. And so we have a great staff, 10 men and women of our community that really represent early learning in their very best light.
Are you afraid of too much success? And I know it sounds like a stupid question, but can you outgrow your campus, your ability to do, because it gets to a certain point where you get it gets to that point where this is getting to the point where I need more space. I need that kind of deal.
Yeah, we need to duplicate.
So
our plan is, this is our pilot program. We have this program so that we can show what our philosophy is in 3D, and when I recruit and train these teachers, I need to continue to give them this level of growth. So I want to have more programs so that they have that chance to be able to practice their skills.
A lot of people watch this. This is a terribly high rated program, as you well know, Joy. So for my viewers out there who say, this is intriguing me. I might be interested. Young parents, where to? What do you do from here? Get a hold of you, drop by. How does that work?
First of all, check out our website.
Okay.
Go to Facebook. Check out all of those great pictures, and it gives you that digital information about what on earth is Teams Learning Center. What is training, educating, and mentoring services? What are they talking about?
Oh, that's the acronym. We should mention that, right?
Yeah. Training, educating, and mentoring services.
Okay.
And that really gives us a chance to educate them, give it a little opportunity to share what our program's about, and then sign up for a stay and play. Or just go ahead and if you know and feel confident that you want that 3-hour respite, that you can book a session and be able to drop off. It's $20 for children ages 1 through 5. And $25 for infants under the age of 1, and then our evening session, we welcome all ages.
Okay.
And so we just have a smaller class size, but every age is welcome.
How far in advance do you need to book? You mentioned the morning session is pretty much toast.
The morning session, you are booking into January right now.
Okay.
But the afternoon session, sometimes you can get in the week before, sometimes even the week of. The evening session, you can usually book right up that day. So our goal is go out, have a date, purchase things in the community, small businesses, please, and be able to bring your children here. They get a great benefit. They get learning. They get hands-on enjoyment. They get loving and learning environment, while parents get to go and have a great time in our community.
One last question before I cut you loose, because we're almost running out of time. We first set the table to come and visit Teacher Joy and the crew here at Teams because they had a big fundraiser lined up for December. That's been bumped into January, but you can at least let you tease it a little bit. You got a big wing-ding going. Yeah, this is just between you and me and the thousands of people who watch the show.
It's a speakeasy.
It's a speakeasy. Ooh.
It's called Shh. It's a speakeasy.
Oh, okay. I get it. I get it.
So in January on the 25th, we are secretly having a special adult drinking party for the sake of children.
Okay. I'm all for that. So I don't have any problem with that.
And really an opportunity to showcase the support from the community, as well as honor some of our volunteers and our families, and give parents an opportunity to just come and have a good shindig.
Yeah.
And we will be open at Teams for special childcare for that night, because it is from 7 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
So tickets are actually available through our website coming up this very next week.
You got to check this place out, Teams. Again, we're on for it's one of the most historic places, pieces of real estate in the Wenatchee Valley, the old woods
Conservatory on 300 block of First Street. You can't miss it.
And now it's purple.
And now it's purple. Yeah, you really can't miss it now. Come by and say hi to Teacher Joy and the crew. And just, this place has a cool vibe to it. I kind of wish I was 4 years old again.
There's something special about being able to see the environment. You can understand child development a lot more by seeing it and feeling it and watching what happens with the young children.
What's it like as a teacher to have that little epiphany when the kid goes, I'm having fun, this is great, and I'm making friends?
It just fills you up.
Yeah.
It really does. It fills the entire room up, and it happens every day. We have made the most incredible impacts. And our impact is really what has gotten us the opportunity to be proud recipients of this year's Give North Central Washington campaign.
Oh, good.
We are recipients of the Regional Impact Grant through Community Foundation of North Central Washington. So we were able to receive $7,000 from Community Impact and then an additional $10,000 from the community through the Give NCW campaign. And that specifically is dog-eared to go towards families in need. Families, so that we love being generous. We love to be able to give it away. And the more that we have coming in, the more that we can give it back
Isn't
out.
this a cool place to live?
It is pretty rad.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Teacher Joy from Teams, can we come back in January and talk about the shh?
It's a speakeasy.
It's a speakeasy. Can we come back?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to. I'd really
Love to.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Always welcome.
Yeah. Teacher Joy, again, check out the website. Just Google Teams Learning Center and it pops right up, and there you go. Thanks, Teacher Joy.
Thank you so much.
You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Hi, Steve Nelson here, owner of Nelson Motorsports here in Wenatchee. We have a ton of winter specials going on. We have kids ATVs starting at $7.99 that come with throttle limiters and remote stop and start for child safety. If you're tired of pushing snow, we also have snow blowers for $3.99. All of our products come with a 6-month warranty, and we have a full service shop for all your motorsports needs. Stop by and check out all of our products. We provide family fun at affordable prices.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
This is Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCW Life magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCW Life magazine right here on the NCW Life channel.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I do's to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
And we're back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Monday. Got about a minute left in this program. Let's go ahead and give you your weather forecast one more time, courtesy of our friends at Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. What does the National Weather Service think is going to happen? Not much really. All in all, a pretty quiet week. We will have a few sun breaks later on this afternoon. Outside of that, just kind of foggy and cloudy. High of about 36, clouds and fog. Reform tonight, 28 for the overnight low. We have about a 20% chance of precipitation on Tuesday. Outside of that, foggy and cloudy tomorrow. High of about 36. There's a weak weather system coming in Tuesday night. Not going to really do much of anything around here. Again, only about a 20% chance of something coming out of the sky on Tuesday night. Wednesday, the chance of precipitation remains at 20%, but then on Wednesday night, chance of precipitation goes up to 70%, but we're looking at rain, not snow. It's going to be simply too warm for snow on Wednesday night. And look at the high on Thursday, 45 degrees with some morning rain, certainly clouds. We're not going to see a great deal of sunshine really this whole week, maybe Friday and a little bit on Sunday and a little bit later on today. Quick heads up, if you're driving into the mountain passes Wednesday night into Thursday, they are expecting some significant snowfall. In the Cascades, about 3 to 7 inches of snow on Wednesday night, an additional 3 to 7 inches of snow on Thursday. Outside of that, a normally mild weather forecast for this, the 9th day of December. Everybody have yourself a great Monday. We'll see you back here first thing Tuesday morning. Take care. Bye-bye.